Let's try this again. I got a phone call that I needed to take that popped up right when I went live. But anyways, here we are. If you are watching this live, say hello. If you are watching the replay, comment replay. We are going to try to get through this training. I haven't been able to come live with you guys for a while because this cough and this congestion has just taken me out. Hi Nicole, if you're watching live, say hello. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Hi Fonnie, I miss you, girlfriend. I just seen a picture of the baby. He's so adorable. Okay, so we are going to be talking about being a lead consultant and what that means. And we're going to start from lead, then we're going to do star, then we're going to do superstar, and then we're going to do director, right? I'm so excited that you guys made the transition over from the last leadership page. And the reason why I did that, you guys, is because I wanted to start fresh. Because we had a lot of leaders in there that don't participate, don't engage, don't really care to be in there. They were just kind of added when we first put it. So I thought, hey, let's just start new and have the leaders that want to be in here, they can be in here. So that works for me. And I'm glad you guys made the transition over. The page will be closed. The old page will be closed tonight. And we will carry on from here. Any files will be uploaded here in the group. Also, what I'm starting to do is I'm going to start every Monday. I did it today because I was moving. This is our new place. We got a townhome, for those of you who don't know. We moved March 1st. Our landlord originally gave us till 2025 because her daughter was going to move back from Oregon State and take over the house, and we planned on buying at that time. But since she's expecting unexpectedly and she wanted to be closer to her family here in Whittier for help, which is great, I understand, but it pushed us into making our move sooner, which is a good thing. And we got exactly what we wanted, and it happened so fast, and I'm so blessed. And the girls love it. And then we got everything in, and we were like 90% unpacked already, and God is good. He really is. So anyhow, I want to really start pouring into our leadership. I'm going to show you on Mondays what I'm working on for that week. What I post is not necessarily what I'm doing all in one day, but just what I'm going to be working on for that week. Because I know sometimes as leaders, we're like, okay, what else do we do? I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I don't know what to do. And some of us have been thrown into leadership during the COVID happening, to where we didn't really get the basic foundations of leadership and eased into it, kind of thrown into it, and we're like kind of figure it out, right? But that's where this page comes into play. And this is where I'm going to start breaking down reports. And this is where I'm going to break down titles and how to get paid a title and what certain things mean. And we'll have some guest speakers come in and share as well. But I'm super excited for this, and I'm glad you guys made it to the transition. I should have got a cough drop before, but they're in my car. Anyways, okay, so if you have any questions, I want you to ask while I'm on here so that I could address them live while I'm on here for those that are going to be watching the replay. Okay, so if you're watching the replay, comment replay. Let's talk about being a lead consultant. First of all, you were a certified consultant, then you got one new teamie that hit active, and then you promoted, right? Because you hit. So what are the requirements for lead? In order to get paid at title, PAT. So when you see PAT, that means paid at title. What does paid at title mean? That means you are receiving your leadership bonus. If you are a lead, which we're talking about today, you get 2% bonus on your personal wholesale volume, your PWV. You could see that on your workstation home screen. You'll see what it is. So you'll get 2% of that. Then you get 2% of your frontline essential or certified consultants. So any of your teamies that you have, lead consultant, any of your teamies that you have, you get 2% on their TWV as well. Okay. So if their TWV team, if they're you get let me rephrase that. You get 2% of the TWV bonus. So say you have 3 people and your TWV, your team wholesale volume was $600. Let's just say that. You would get 2% bonus of $600. So let's just say 600 times 2%. So you would get, that's not right, 600 times 2%. You would get $72 bonus. And you might think like, that's not a lot or whatever. It is a lot. When you start building, we all started there, you guys. I started with a $20 bonus. I started with a $6 bonus. You start somewhere. And right now, you guys, well, not right at this moment, my highest check was almost $14,000 in 1 month. You have to accept these humble beginnings and build on that if you want to get to those higher checks. Trust me, when I first seen my check as a lead, I was like, this is whatever. This is nothing. I don't care. But if I would have known then what I know now, I probably would have worked even harder to get there faster. So don't despise humble beginnings. But yeah, so you'll get 2% on your personal wholesale volume and 2% on any essential or certified consultants under you. You get 2% of their TWV as well. Okay, so that's what paid at title means. Just because you are a lead consultant doesn't automatically give you that bonus. And there's a lot of people that didn't understand that when they promoted, including myself. I thought once you promoted, you get that bonus every single time. No, you do not get the bonus unless you meet requirements. What are requirements for a lead consultant? Requirements for a lead consultant are 500 PRV. Let me go back. I missed your face too, Francis. I have my comments up here. And yes, Grace, that's a nice tank of gas, especially right now. And Francis, she remembers getting her first big check and was awesome, and you plan on getting it again. And absolutely, Grace, I am trying to clarify all things leadership for you guys this year because there's a lot we didn't cover last year and things were just too quick. Okay, so how do we get paid at title? You have to have at least 500 personal PRV of your own. If you hit $4.99, you missed your bonus by $1. Okay, anything under 500, you miss your bonus no matter if you have the rest of it. You have to have all 3 requirements. $500 PRV, 1 active frontline. If you hear AFL, that's what that means, active frontline. One of your teamies directly under you, not your teamies. One of the people you have personally sponsored has to be active that month. Okay, then you have to hit 1,000 GWV, group wholesale volume. That is a combination of yours and your teamies wholesale volume. Their PRV minus 25%, because that's what we get paid on. So when you hear wholesale volume, that's what that means, because they're pulling out 25%. We get paid retail, right? We get paid that 25%. So they're pulling that out, and that doesn't count towards our numbers. When you hear wholesale volume, that's what that means. They're taking out the 25% that we get paid on. Hi, Christina. Okay, so group wholesale volume. You need to have 1,000 group wholesale volume to qualify for your bonus. That's yours, your sales, and your teamie sales, okay, combined. Okay, so in order for you to get that 2% personal wholesale volume bonus and your team's wholesale volume bonus, the 2%, which equals 4%, I'll take 1% increase at this point, right? Things are tough right now, right? But 4%, you guys, every single month, and adding that and building that and building that and promoting, and then bigger paychecks and bigger it starts here. Okay, if you're a lead consultant, I want you to shout yourself out in the comments. Say, hey, I'm a lead right here. I know a couple of you guys are superstar that are on there. Okay, let's talk about what we can do to build some strong foundation for our lead. And if you are a star consultant, Christina, you may need to add Marie. That means she just hasn't accepted the new transfer for the leadership page. If she's a lead, if she's a leader, if she has a team, then she could be in here. Miguel's a lead, and you were so close, Miguel to promoting to star, and it's going to happen this year. I know it is. Grace is a lead consultant. Let's do this, girlfriend. Okay, so let's talk about what we can do. And if you are a superstar consultant and you're a star consultant and you have teamies under you, take notes, because you want to be able to coach your teamies when they hit lead as well. And some of you guys already have leads under you, okay? All right, so when we hit lead, we are basically focusing on our leadership skills now. Some of us are natural leaders. Some of us have leaders. Some of us need to be taught leadership skills, but either way, we can both be successful. Okay, we don't have to say, oh, I'm not a natural leader, or we don't have to say, oh, I know everything. Once you say you know everything, you know nothing. Okay, so we're going to focus on leadership skills as a lead. Okay, the very first thing I want you guys to do, optional, of course, because everything in this business is optional. Everything. You don't have to do anything. The only thing that Scentsy says is provide encouraging atmosphere where your teamies could learn and grow. That's our responsibility as leaders. But we want to build leaders, because when we build leaders, we are not only helping others be successful, but we're helping our own business grow as well. Okay, so coaching calls is one of the things that I want to challenge you guys to do. Some of you guys maybe kind of cringed when I said that. You don't have to call them coaching calls. You could call them connection calls. You could call them touching base. However you want to do, however you want to call it, whatever. I call mine coaching calls because to me that's what it is. You may see, well, I'm just a lead. I don't have a lot to share. I don't know. Guess what? YouTube is available. We have training tools on the workstation, all kinds of stuff. You know what I did when I first started? I promoted as director in 6 months, you guys. It was kind of a whirlwind. I didn't know much about the business. I was learning from my upline, just picking their brains and doing things. But what I started doing is I started watching YouTube videos, and I sat with my notepad and I would take my own notes, and then I would come on here on my group page on Squad Goals from Humble Beginnings to where it was like 10 of us in the group page, and I started doing trainings just like this, talking to them, and we started building, we started growing, and I started becoming more confident, and I started reaching out and building. Francis says, I need to just believe in myself, because those leadership skills just have me thinking, oh no, I'm not a leader. I'm working on it though. Girl, you are a leader, and I want you to believe in yourself, because you have what it takes. I want you to this month, I don't know how many teamies you guys have, but I challenge you to do one coaching call. I do have coaching call outlines that you could follow and pick and choose what you want to talk about from there. But how I structured my coaching calls was they were 15 minutes each. Some of you guys had them from back in the days. I haven't done them in a while because things were shuffled, but I'm going to get back to them. Okay. And I do them with my frontline. I don't do them with the entire group, because imagine having a group of 700. You can't put your hands on everybody. I suggest you reach out to one person in your frontline this month, and do a coaching call with them. Patricia says, that's the scariest thing for me is training your team live. Guess what? Patricia, you have so much to offer your team. You are an asset, girlfriend, and you have so many ideas and qualities to share. I challenge you to do that this month, Patricia, with your group. Patricia is not in Squad Goals. She's in Team Titanium with Tracy, our upline, but she's here with us, and she is a recruiting rock star. She's also an amazing leader. Patricia, I challenge you, girlfriend. Go out and do it. And I want to hear about it. Grace says definitely need to be more in-depth training videos with training combos with my teamies. Let's do it. Christiana is a star consultant. 7 teamies, 4 are usually active. Be a better leader. It's okay, girlfriend. We all need to be better leaders in one way or another. All right. I challenge you to a coaching call, and here's how my structure went. It was 15 minutes. I let them know ahead of time that we have 15 minutes. We are not going to get on the call and start lollygagging. The coaching call is not the time to talk about family, husband, kids, dogs, any of that stuff. That's other times we could touch base. We can text. We can connect, right? We can bond. Coaching calls is a business call. So I do suggest you put your time frame. Maybe you want to spend longer. Once your teamies start getting bigger, once your team starts getting bigger, you're not going to have an hour to spend on each phone call. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to start to take from your family time, which is not okay. So make it duplicatable. Mine is 15 minutes from start to finish. Hey, girlfriend, all right, let's go. How are you? I'm good. Okay, great. Or I'm not feeling well. Oh, bummer. I hope you feel better. Let's freaking jump into this. Let's get to business. Okay? And then from the beginning, I will look at their PRV. I will look at their group size, and then I will ask them, what are your goals this month? If they want sales, then I talk to them about sales. If they want recruiting, then we talk about recruiting. If they want to learn how to be a better leader, we'll talk about that. If they want to learn how to get more customers, we'll talk about that. So I ask very specific questions so that I know what I'm going into the call with. Now, you may say, I don't know how to recruit. I'm not great at it. So how can I help others? This is where we grow here in this team page. We need to equip ourselves. We can't keep saying, I'm not good at sponsoring. I'm not good at sales. I'm not good at VIP. And guess what? We're not going to be the best at everything, but we can train ourselves. We can do anything we want and anything we put our mind to and anything we put effort into. We will never be good at recruiting if we don't focus on recruiting and training ourselves and practices that make us better recruiters. We will never be good at sales if we don't focus on how to get better at sales, right? I was never good at Facebook parties. So I trained myself, and now I love them. I think I've always been a natural at recruiting for the most part, so that came naturally. A lot of things don't come natural to me, but I sat my tail down. I trained myself on Canva. I trained myself on leadership. I trained myself, and I'm still growing. I'm far from perfect or arrived in any area. So whatever we put our attention on is what we want to grow in. So let me say this. March 3rd, Friday, I challenge you guys to have one coaching call by Friday. Okay. In the meantime, you're not going to text everybody on Friday and say, hey, do you want a coaching call? You are going to text people today or Monday, whatever works best for you. I don't work on the weekends. And you're going to say, hey, what do you think? Are you up for a coaching call? What do you want to do with this business? Tell me. If you want to get a quick phone call with you and I, let me know. Let's talk about some stuff that you want to grow in. And if they say yes, okay, I love that. Okay, great. What is your biggest thing you want to talk about? And they say, well, I need help getting new customers. Okay, there you go. There is your skeleton. You go on. Maybe you're good at getting customers already. You might not need training. But maybe you're like, oh, I'm not good at that. You go on from today or Monday, whenever you get your call confirmed, and you go on and you get yourself some training. You go on YouTube and you type in Scentsy customer retention or customer base. You're going to find all kinds of videos pop up. Not only are you going to be able to help your teamie, but you're also going to be a stronger leader and and strengthen your personal growth because of it. It's a win-win situation. Christina said, I need something to help my team to get more inspired. This is what we're doing here. This is what we're doing in this group. Okay, we're working on ourselves because once it's pouring from us, it's going to start to overflow onto them, and that excitement, that wisdom, that knowledge, that fire is going to spread. But it starts with us, and that's why we started a whole brand new page, because I wasn't about to do the same thing with the same people. Okay. Coaching call. That's a challenge. I need to put that on my sticky note, because one thing for me to be a better leader, I need to follow up more with the challenges I put out there. Because sometimes it's a slow start and I'll forget that I challenged you guys. And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot that I challenged them because nobody accepted the challenge. I need to follow up. So on here, I'm putting follow up with coaching calls. And I'm going to stick that baby on my on my computer so that I follow up with you guys during the week to see how your coaching calls is. And yes, Valerie, YouTube is a great training tool. You can use it any time of day. Okay. So we already talked about what paid at title means. We talked about coaching calls. This is a big one. We have to sponsor consistently. Getting a new teamie once every 5, 6, 7 months, you're going to lose your leadership. You are going to lose your team faster than you get them. That is facts. And I know there's times where we're like, I tried to recruit this month, but I couldn't get anything. Okay, those months are going to happen, but they're not they shouldn't be happening more often than we're bringing in people. We shouldn't have zeros on our new teamie roster more than we have at least 1 or 2 teamies. That just means we're not having enough conversations. And that just means that we are not leading from the front to be able to teach our teamies to do the same. Okay? And I'll be transparent with you. I didn't try to recruit last month or the month before because it was a really tough season for me. And my mind was not on building teamies. It was about strengthening my marriage and my family, and that came first. And we're going to have seasons like that. And that's the good thing about our business, is that it flows how we want it to flow. However, if we put our business down completely, we're going to have one hell of a time getting it restarted. So I encourage you guys to not put it down completely. There's areas where we can rest from or kind of put on a shelf for the moment. Like for the past 2 months, mine was recruiting. I put recruiting on the shelf for 2 months because I just couldn't pour my 100% into those new teamies, and they deserved a new shot. Deserved a 100% shot. And now I'm back at it, and I already have a new teamie this month, and one supposedly is supposed to sign up this weekend. We have to sponsor consistently, which means I'm going to be challenging us to have sponsoring conversations. And they're not challenges like, if you don't do it, you're a bad person. Or if you don't do it, you're not a great leader. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that, hey, I'm going to nudge us a little bit. If you really want to build a solid business, recruiting is a huge part of it, and it's a consistency, because you're going to get those teamies that join and do nothing, right? Amen. Hallelujah. Then you're going to have teamies that come in and do a little. Then you're going to have teamies that want to be teamies and to build teams, right? So 1 out of 10 of your new teamies is going to want this as a business or want this to make money. Some are going to join hoping for a quick start. Some are going to think it's like make millions overnight, which it's not. So you have the fluctuation of what's going to be coming in. That's why we have to sponsor consistently. How many conversations should we be having, you guys? There's no right or wrong answer here. I'm just kind of curious as to what is going on in your mind. 5 a day, 10 a day, 100 a week, 50 a week. What is realistic in your mind as to what a good amount of recruiting conversations? And I'm not talking about join my team. I'm not talking about that. 5 a week, Patricia, so that's 1 a day. I'm seeing once a day, 2 to 3 a day, as many as possible. What does that look like, Grace? What does as many as possible look like to you, let's say on an average day? And I'm not picking on you, I'm just picking your brain. 5 a week is 1 a day. Christiana says 1 a day, 2 to 3 a day. There's no right or wrong answer. The more people you ask, the more your opportunity is, though. Some people say 1 in 10 people will say yes. That doesn't mean out of 10 people, you're going to have one that says yes. It's just like a bigger, broader spectrum, where in a big group of people, 1 person out of that 10 is going to say yes. Why not increase your chances by asking more people? Okay, well, I ran out of people already, Rihanna. Okay, I've been in the business for 5.5 years. I get that. I get how we can have asked all of our people already, right? I get that. That means we're not meeting enough people. That means our mouth is not open enough. That means we're not talking about the business enough. That's all that means. That's an easy fix. Grab some scent circles, grab some samples, make a flyer with your QR code if you don't have any of that, and get out and start talking to people. Oh, I can't go out because I'm sick. Okay. Send some mailers. Send some referral notes to your VIPs. Post it on your VIP. Ask for referrals. Ask for new customers. Reward them with things if you get a new customer, a new sale. Go on your Facebook community page and put yourself out there. If we are running out of people to recruit, that means we're running out of customers because we're not talking about our business enough or sharing it enough, or we're just sharing on social media and we're not talking to people in person. We have sports, which have parents. We have kids that are in school that have offices and PTAs. We have parks near us. We have libraries near us. There's always a way to meet new people if you're willing to step outside of complacency. Okay? Sponsoring consistently. I'll be talking about that this month. I'll be challenging us this month. Us. I say us because I'm in that too. I need to recruit every single month. I need to get customers every single month, just like you. If I don't work, I don't get paid at title. There never comes a point in this business where we sit back and do nothing and get paid off of you guys. Never. Not one time. If I stop working, my team stops growing, which means my paycheck is lower, which means my team, it just trickles down. Do you get it? And it trickles up, it trickles down. All right, we talked about what active frontline means. It's important to have active frontline. We cannot, this is huge, and I see this. We cannot focus so heavily on our own business that we forget about the rest of our team and we're like, oh, well, they'll figure it out. I got to work on my own business. Yes, we should work on our own business first. I say the first week of the month, we should have about 500 PRV and be able to focus on that. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Great. We need to focus first on our business and getting ourselves in order the first part of the month. And then I say the first week. And then we have to be able to help our teamies at the same time. We're building with one hand, right? Our own business. And then we're training with the other. We're making sure we're present with them. We can't be, oh, I got to work on myself only. That's not a leader. Yes, you're living by example and you're showing them what to do. But if you're not checking in with your teamies, if you're not asking them their goals, if you're not making sure they're okay, checking in with them, then who are you leading? And that's okay. If it's been like that, we could change that. We're going to change that. But having active frontline is part of how we get paid at title. Otherwise, we're leaving all that money on the table. If they're doing their part, or if you're doing your part, say you have your 500 PRV and your team is trucking along on the side, but they're not quite hitting numbers yet, or they're barely missing active and you don't hit your needed active frontline, you're leaving all that bonus on the table. You don't get any of it, not one penny of what they're working on. It's very important to touch base. I touch base on the first. I do my frontline a lot more. I think I talk to my frontline a couple times a week. But for the most part, I check in with the group or team the 1st, the 15th, and the 30th. The beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. The beginning of the month, I'm like, hey, what are your goals? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Talk to me. I'm here if you need me. Middle of the month is like, great job. Are you still working towards your goals or you achieved your goals? All is well. I'm so proud of you. All of that, right? So, making sure you touch base is huge. Huge, 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 because that active frontline matters. All right. What we are learning here in the leadership page, as a lead, a good foundation is you turn around and you teach your teamies that. So, for instance, this week we'll be talking about PRV probably. And we're going to be talking about PRV in the Tuesday Toolbox training. By the way, every Tuesday on the Squad Goals page, I will be doing a training on a back to the basics topic for the month of March. We're doing Tuesday Toolbox, back to the basic, or schools in session, however you want to call it. And we're going to be talking about these things. As leaders, those who show up, go up. I understand some people are working. You cannot watch live. If you're not investing in watching the replays, then you're not equipping yourself with stuff that you can turn around and pour out into your team, right? So when I post those Tuesday Toolbox trainings and Squad Goals, we should be tagging our teamies. Even if we're not going to be able to be watching live. Hey guys, I'll be at work today. I'll be at work while it's live, but I'm going to watch the replay. You should get on and jump on and watch too. I mean, I could come on and talk to myself for all I care. I mean, I'll just be on by myself. I don't do this because I'm bored. I do this because I want to pour out to you guys, and I bring guest speakers in to come pour into you guys and with their wisdom and their knowledge. I realize sometimes you guys get tired of hearing from me all the time, so I'm like trying to bring in new blood. But I encourage you guys, when you see that Tuesday Toolbox announcement, jump on there and tag your teamies. I don't care if you have one teamie, tag them. Be excited about it because we're going to be talking about the basics. Sorry, guys. Of the business. And what it takes to build a strong team and a strong business. We're going to talk about PRV, we're going to talk about sponsoring, we're going to talk about recruiting. Those are the only 3 things that we have to do to build this freaking business. There's all kinds of fluff, all kinds of things that enhance it, but there's only 3 things that we need to do to continuously build our business. And that's what we're going to talk about. Make sure you teach your team to jump on those calls. Sorry, guys, I haven't talked this much in a long time. Whatever you learn here, pour into them. Make it a point and do it right away so you don't forget. Right? Front loading our calendar. As a lead consultant, we make our job easier when we front load our calendar. What does that mean? Book our parties ahead of time. Last week of March, I'm working on April. Parties, warmer of the month, surprise boxes. That's front loading your next month. That's how you get $500 in your first week so that your business is covered. Your part of your paid at title is covered. You got your 500, you're good. Now you're going to start helping your team. That's a smart leader. If you're trying to get your $500 all month long, how are you able to figure and help your team do their part? Right? I know it's not always easy, but once we start building like that, it snowballs. And then it starts to happen naturally every single month. We'll talk about front loading when we talk about PRV in the Tuesday Toolbox. Hold team meetings of your own. Sorry, guys. I was starting to have in-person team meetings, and it was great. And then COVID, right? And then COVID stopped, but everybody was still getting sick. And I don't want to everybody at my house getting everybody sick. That stopped. I'm going to do mine virtually. For now. Until I get everything back situated. You can do your own team meetings. If you have one person, have coffee, and that's a team meeting. Christina said, I was happy to share all my front load ideas during our in-person meeting with my team, and they're doing good so far. Yes. Christina, yes. That's my point. You can have your own team meeting at your house, at a coffee shop, at a park, whatever works for you. Call a meeting. It doesn't have to be like, we are having a meeting. No, it could be like, hey, let's grab some coffee and let's talk about some stuff. Talk about the March calendar that's out. Talk about how you're going to work on social media. Talk about how you're going to recruit. Talk whatever you want to talk about. It's your meeting. Gauge the temperature of what your team needs. How do I know what my team needs? We should be looking at our workstation reporting tab and see, are we low on PRV? Are we low on active frontline? That means we need help on PRV, right? Are we struggling recruiting? Then let's make it about recruiting. Let's bring some people in. Let's watch a YouTube training together as our team meeting. Can't do it in person? Schedule one via Zoom. This is where we start to take our leadership to another level, you guys. When we start to own our own teams and not expect our directors to run our teams, or our star directors or our superstar director to not depend on them to train our team or to run our teams. You're a leader. You recruited that person that trusted you to join under you. You are a leader. And don't tell yourself anything different. Step up your game. Call a team meeting. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I have a skeleton that I do on my team meetings. Welcome everybody. Greetings. Talk about the previous month. Victories. Talk about what's coming up. Talk about some help topics. Have a game or a giveaway. Close. Period. Done with the meeting. It could be an hour-long meeting of just that. And they feel connected, and they feel bonded, and they feel excited, and they feel ready to go. Another challenge I want to hear about your team meeting this month. Team meeting follow-up. You can make progress or you can make excuses. It's 2023. Time is flying by. The world is in freaking chaos bananas. We ain't got time to sit on our hands anymore. Want to be a better leader? It starts with you. It starts with me. Nobody's going to make you a better leader. And we can sit on our hands and say, well, I want to do that, but I'm scared. Do it scared. I want to do that, but I'm not sure. Do it unsure. You might fumble a little bit. You might come across obstacles, but you're going to learn. And then the next time you do it, have one once a month. And then every month is going to get easier and better. Some months you're going to have great turnouts. Some months you're going to have lower turnouts. Doesn't mean you're a bad leader. It means you're doing your job. I haven't talked to my team in a while. I feel like a bad leader. I don't want to just message them out of nowhere. Message them out of nowhere. They'll be happy to hear from you, especially in a brand new catalog season where some of them are unsure what the hell they're doing. Right? Give yourself grace. Life happens. Sometimes we fall off. Sometimes we're strong. Call a team meeting. I'm going to follow up with you guys on that. That's another challenge. Engage on the team page. Our teamies are going to do what they see us doing. If they never see us present on squad goals, then they're going to be like, my director doesn't care about it. My sponsor doesn't care about that page. Who cares? Right? I'm not telling you to be active every day and be checking it all day long. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But are you welcoming? Are you engaging? Are you liking? Are you sharing? Are you being part? Are they seeing you? Trust me. What you show them to do in squad goals is what they're going to do in your team page. Or when you promote to director, they're going to do that to you too. She didn't really participate in the team page. I guess it's not important. The squad goals team page is for everybody. It's for you guys. It's not my page. It's made there for everybody to come get training, encouragement, files, help, ask questions, vent, find stuff. It's there for all of us. Be a leader and show them what to do on that page. Shout them out, encourage them, participate, comment, like, engage, Tip Tuesdays, right? Our social media do's and don'ts as leaders. Once you hit leadership, people start looking at you as inspiration or waiting for you to mess up so they can tell on you and report you. I encourage you, if you are a leader, which you are on this page, please do not be posting out of compliance. I don't teach you that. That's for damn sure. I am very, very careful on what I post. Are there things that walk the line? Yes. Are there things that maybe I posted I didn't know? Yeah. But for the most part, I try to stick by compliance because number one, that's just who I am. Number two, because there's eyes watching. Be that person behind doors that you are, on social media. Make sure you're not posting inventory. Make sure you are not selling things for cheaper online. Make sure you're not sharing two businesses on one account. If you have another business, open a separate account on Instagram. You can't have it both on one. Stay away from political drama. Why? Because you are going to rub some teamies the wrong way or your customers. And you may say, well, I don't care. It's my social media. I'll do what I want. Go ahead. See how that works out for you. Look, social media has enough freaking drama without us participating. Be the light. Be positive. Speak life into people. Uplift. Encourage. Let others talk about religion. Let others talk about news. I talk about God. That'll never change. That's not what I meant. I meant like, oh, you're wrong because I'm right. That means you're wrong. No, I don't talk about that stuff. Nobody will ever, ever, ever be able to tell me that I can't talk about my God on social media. And if they do, I'll say, that's good. Go on with your bad self because this is me. I'm talking about butting heads with other religions. I'm talking about red versus blue. I'm talking about the viruses and vaccines. And I ain't got time for that. Do I have a viewpoint? I 100% do. But is it everybody's business? No, it's my opinion. It's my viewpoint. Stay away from political drama. Nobody's going to want to join your team on that side if you're always talking about this side, and nobody's going to want to be part of your drama online. They'll be like, oh, still clearing of that. I'm not going to even touch that with a 10-foot pole. Be somebody that somebody wants to follow physically, mentally, emotionally, and business-wise. I don't want to follow a hot mess. That's for damn sure. No, thank you. Once you get into leadership, you guys, we're almost done. Once you get into leadership, there's an imbalance that can start to happen. And you probably witnessed this and you probably experienced it already if you have a team. Our teamies should not be texting us at 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at 9. I don't think our teamies should be texting us at night, period. Why? Because we have families, we have children, we have husbands. Our work hours are different, so maybe yours is flipped. Maybe your availability is only at night and not in the morning. Make sure you are clear with your team what your availability is. Our availability should not be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because guess who pays? The kids and our husband. And I learned that the hard way too, coming up in the business. My phone was always on me. I was always texting and responding. Watching movies with my husband, and he'd be like, dude, can you get off your phone? My girl's talking to me and I'm on my phone answering questions. Mom, I'm talking to you. I learned the hard way when they would tell me, when they finally told me, like, Mom, hello? We have to keep that balance. It should not be 50-50. I mean, to each their own. Our family should never be here. Our family is what we're doing this for. Remember? I had to remind myself. Yeah, Patricia. Yes, Val. It's a real thing. And I mean, I feel like I'm able to be transparent and talk to you guys about it because it's a real thing. And I don't want you guys to go through what I went through if you guys could learn early. It was exciting. It was fun. Where I was hitting goals. I'm like, I have to respond. At what cost? My cost was time with my husband. My cost was attention from my kids. If I can go back to 5 years ago, I would say, look, you're going to make your husband upset and your kids are going to feel like you're not listening to them. I would never have let that imbalance happen. But when I caught it, it has never went back. Thank God. There are times, that's why you'll see when my kids walk into a room, if they want to talk to me, I immediately stop here and I'm like, yes, or what's up? Our kids are not second, nor is our husband or wife. Priorities. Sometimes we get caught up and we get lost in the fact because we have to help so-and-so, or we just going to respond real quick. I'm just going to respond real quick. Hold on one second. Right? I've been there, guys. Keep your family, your marriage, your children above Scentsy 100% of the time. Because that's who we're doing it for. I love you guys, but you guys are not above my family or my marriage, nor should you have been put there. Right? Just like I'm not above your family or your marriage. Keep it balanced. Balanced. Not balanced. Balanced. Turn off your phones at night. When you're laying in bed watching TV or the couch with your husband, whatever, put your phone away. When your kids are talking to you, put your phone aside. Don't, oh yeah? Oh, okay. I've been there, done that, guys. Putting a system in place is super important right now as a lead. Being a lead, you have a smaller team right now. It's the perfect time to get a system in place. What do you do on the first of the month? How are you tracking your numbers? How are you following up with your team? How are you balancing your business? All of that should be put in place as a lead consultant, because as more teamies come, the load gets heavier, things get a little louder, vision gets a little blurrier if your systems are not in place now. Again, I will be sharing systems in the brand new page of what's working for me. I'll also share some systems that others have that maybe will fit your schedule better than mine. There's no cookie cutter system. What works for me may not work for you, or pieces may work for you, but not all of it. Planting seeds for the future. This is our last thing we'll talk about. We should be training our new teamies to sponsor. Our teamies, period, to sponsor. If we're not talking about sponsoring to our team, then we are allowing a gap. Something's missing. That's sponsoring where you're going, and them, how do they get there? There's no road there because you haven't talked to them about it. Don't be embarrassed or shy to talk about sponsoring. Oh, they're still new. I'm scared. Oh, I don't want to scare them. They're talking about sponsoring. If we don't talk about sponsoring to our new teamies, our team will not grow. You cannot be the only one sponsoring in your line if you want to build a strong group. Your entire team will, some of them, have to sponsor. Otherwise, you're just going to be the one sponsoring and it's going to die out. Kind of like when you have a son and he carries your name on to the next generation, right? He gets married, they have kids. His name carries. Some women keep their last name too, but you get my drift. Teach him to sponsor now. Planting seeds. Talk about sponsoring now. So in a nutshell, a strong lead starts having coaching calls. They focus on the behaviors of getting paid at title. They don't focus necessarily on getting paid at title. Let me clear this up. You may not be getting paid a title right now. That does not mean you're a bad leader. If you continuously focus on the behaviors of getting paid at title, then you'll be paid at title. It'll happen naturally. If you're only focused on getting paid at title, then you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to get frustrated and you're going to get upset because I got to get paid at title. They're not doing it. I got to get paid. Just focus on the behaviors that lead to that, and it's going to happen naturally. They sponsor consistently. They make sure their frontline are getting active and need help. They help them get active with behaviors, not giving them sales. They pour out and teach their team what they learn. You're front loading your calendar to free up your rest of your calendar for your team. You hold your own team meetings. You're engaging on your directors, star directors or superstar directors page so that you could show them how to be part of a team page. You're ethical and you have integrity on your social media. You keep your family life balanced. You have a system in place and you're teaching them to sponsor. That's a lead. As we get up into star and superstar, we start adding a lot more things. And you'll see if you tune into those. I am so excited for this coming season because I have a focus, and my focus is on building leaders. My focus is on building leaders that want to lead, not because they're a lead title. I'm excited about the potential in this group, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. Make sure you're present for Tuesday Toolbox, watching the live or watching the replay. Tag your teammates to do the same. Make sure you're engaging, liking, posting. Leadership starts with us, and I am so freaking excited for this generation of leaders. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. Love you, squad, and we will talk soon. Bye.